Hi, this is Twisted Tech. Today we're going to see tips and tricks that you can do when you set up your brand new Galaxy S10e. This is also applicable to S10 and S10 Plus. Let's go get into the video. First thing that I want to talk about is the navigation bar. As you can see here, the navigation bar that I'm using has a back button, home button, and a multitasking button. So to change this, you go to your settings, search for navigation bar, and it will take you right to the navigation bar settings. You click on that. Here you have few options. You can either use the buttons or the gestures, and here you can actually order how the buttons and the gestures are arranged. Next, I want to talk about the notifications that you see on the notification drawer on the top. Initially it will show 3 notifications at the maximum. You can set it to unlimited, where if it runs out of space, it actually shows you ... at the end. To do this, you basically search for notifications, click on this notification, go to status bar. In here you have an option to select 3 recent or all notifications, and you can also enable the battery percentage here, where it will show you the battery percentage on the top. Next, you want to set up your own launcher, or you can go ahead with the one UI that you have. I actually use Action Launcher. This is because it gives me an easy access to the notification drawer on the top by just swiping down, and the app drawer like so. And this has a cool feature where you can swipe on the side to get a widget panel where you can add multiple widgets, and also if you swipe on the other side, you can actually get an app list instead of actually opening the app drawer. You can disable this and make it to use the Google homepage. If you want, I can do a separate video on that. Next, you want to set up your Samsung Pay. So the one thing about this, in my phone, I'm using an international version, an Exynos model. So this does not come with a Samsung Pay pre-installed. I tried installing it from the App Store, but I couldn't get the Samsung Pay to work. I'm guessing this is because it's not compatible. Next, you want to use the night mode. This basically gives you a system-wide black on your phone. This is very useful because since the S10 lineup has AMOLED display, it can help save more battery life if you have black screen, because it turns off the pixels and it does not use the pixels where it is black. To do that, you go to settings, search for night mode, and then you can turn this on. Another tip to save battery life is to turn off nearby device scanning. To do that, you go to settings, search for nearby. So you have an option called nearby device scanning. You just click on that. So you just turn it off. So what this basically does is it keeps scanning for any devices that are nearby so that it can connect to and talk to. So if you're not using that feature, I would recommend to go ahead and turn it off so you can help save more battery. Next, you want to actually turn on Dolby Atmos option. So this helps you get a better audio quality. To do that, you pull down the notification, and here if you swipe, you'll be able to see Dolby Atmos option here. You can enable it from here. For some reason, if you're not able to find that option there, you can actually go to settings. You can go to sound and vibration, advanced sound settings, sound and quality effects, and then turn on Dolby Atmos. So here you have another option to play with the equalizer, where you can use the custom equalizer or the presets they have. Next, add multiple fingerprints to your fingerprint scanner, which you can do that by going to the setting, search for fingerprint, and then you can go ahead and add multiple fingerprints that you want to. And here you can actually see multiple options where you can set the fingerprint to always on, where if you put the finger on the fingerprint scanner, it automatically unlocks, detecting your fingerprint, for where you don't need to press on the button. If you disable that, you need to press the button to unlock the phone with your fingerprint. Next, if you're not using a custom launcher like mine, but you still want to bring up your notification without actually going to the top and pulling down the notification. This is only applicable for S10e. So you can actually go to settings. Here you can search for finger sensor gesture. You can go ahead and turn this on. This basically gives you an option to pull down the notification by just swiping on it. If you want to make your phone a little faster, so you can turn off the animations when it actually opens up the app, something like this. How you can do this? Basically go to settings, search for remove animations. You can go ahead and turn this off. So this will basically remove any animations that happens when opening an app or closing an app or changing it between those apps. So to enable developer options, you go to About Phone, Software Information, Build Number, and then you keep pressing it. Since I'm already a developer, so it actually turned that mode on. So if you keep pressing it, it'll enable that option. So once that's done, you can go back. So you will be able to see the developer option at the bottom of your settings page. S10e does not have an LED notification. You can use your flash as your LED notification. So to do that, search for flash notifications. Here you have two options, either to turn the camera flash as a notification or this is a screen flash as a notification. Now you can actually use the volume key to directly modify the media volumes. To do that, you go to settings, you search for use volume keys for media. You click on that. Now if you press the volume button, it'll only change the media volumes, and then pull down this notification. This will give you options to change the other volumes. Next, I want to talk about an app called Good Lock. It's an app by Samsung. This lets you customize your navigation bar, status bar, clock face, and your multitasking and everything. There is a YouTuber called TK Bay who actually did a really in-depth video about this. I would highly recommend you to go and check that out. I'll put the link to his video in the description below. So the next step is, when you're using a camera app, if you close and reopen the app, it will reset to the default photo mode. But if you want to keep it to the last set camera mode, then what you can actually do is go to settings. If you scroll down, there's something called camera modes. So here you can turn this on. So this will keep or open your app to the last set mode that you used before. So here you can actually go ahead and choose whatever modes that you want to see in the list. So another cool option is that if you click and hold this shutter button, you can actually bring it to anywhere that you want to, and then you can click on to snap a photo. So you can actually enable this by going to the settings, shooting methods. So here you have an option called floating shutter button. So you can enable that. So the next step is, if you scroll down in notification, you can see there is a brightness slider adjustment. You can set this by pulling the notification down. You will be able to see the brightness slider here. You can click on the expand button. Here you can enable the option show control on top. Another battery saving option available in Samsung S10 lineup is called sleeping apps, which will basically put your apps to sleep if they are not in use. To enable that, you go to settings, you search for sleeping apps. I've added all the apps that I want to put to sleep if not in use. Initially I think this will be empty. You can add whatever app you want to this list, which will help gain a little more battery. Another good battery saving option is to optimize all your apps to save battery. How do you do that? Is go to settings, device care, click on battery usage, click on any one of the app, click on this optimize battery usage option. Here you can click on all applications. This will list all the applications that you have. You can enable or disable optimizing battery usage on this particular apps. If you're having trouble getting notifications through on certain apps, you can try disabling the battery optimization and sleeping apps. This will let the app run in the background and receive notifications. Another way to actually increase your battery life is enabling adaptive battery. So this will put the apps that you don't use to sleep automatically, which will help save you battery. That's all for the tips and tricks. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye. Have a good one.